Hello, everybody. This is Lisa Lamont with my show, Ladies, Get Your Prance On. And today's guest is Charlene Burke. And she is, you've heard all this about mastermind and everybody's doing these courses. This is a mastermind goddess. We're going to be talking about that today. And a little interesting fact about Charlene that some of you may not know, she is a pool expert. I mean, she has been shooting pool since she was 16 years old. She's won many trophies. She still competes. And she also does belly dancing too. So we're going to talk a little bit about that today. And she is from the suburbs of Louisville, Kentucky. And welcome, Charlene.
Oh, thank you, Lisa. It's wonderful to be here. So good to see you again.
I am so excited to have you on. You have one of the busiest schedules of anyone I know. And we had to get this. I mean, this has been on our books for quite some time to get you on here. So I am so excited that you were able to come today.
Thank you. And you're right. Yes, it has been, 2 months.
It's been a long time.
So let's see when we can get together, right? And let's see what our calendars know this, know that. Yes. Oh, yes. Everybody. Boom. That's it.
It has just been a whirlwind. So I first want to start off. I know this is about business, and you're going to share some tips and explain what mastermind is and some of the business entrepreneurs. But I'm always curious. I want to talk about pool. How did you get into pool? Because that's not something that you hear a lot of women doing.
Here's the proof. It is a pool stick. The pool stick was a gift to me back in 1986. And this is the only stick I own. It's the only one I've owned since then. It's the only one I use. I started shooting pool when I was 16, just with a friend. She had a table down in her basement. Didn't have a clue what I was doing, really. I mean, I didn't really shoot pool. I just kind of hit the balls around. And a few years went by into my early 20s was when, actually it was probably closer to 18, 19 years old. There was a gathering place in the town I lived in, and some old men hung out there. Really, really nice guys. And really, in all honesty, these were, I now know today, pillars of the community, businessmen. But they weren't in their business suits. They were in their golf stuff, right? Yep. Real casual kind of thing. But there was a pool table in there, and it was a really nice table, had all the sticks and everything. And they took an interest in me. I started shooting a couple of games, and before you know it, they taught me how to shoot. Well, today I can tell you that one of them, that's how he made his living, was around the country riding his motorcycle as the business owner of multiple rental units and a used car lot and a couple of other business interests. Yeah. But he would jump on his motorcycle, and that's how he funded his trips around the country, was hustling in pool halls. And then there was another fella who was a pillar of his church community, and he owned a chain of restaurants, and he'd been shooting pool since he was a kid and always had a side hustle going on. And then the third gentleman was a 9-ball champion. And I didn't know this. They took the time to work with me and to show me how to shoot correctly and show me some of the ins and outs, right? Yeah. And I caught on, and I've enjoyed it ever since. And I shoot competitively now, amateur. I don't, it's all amateur. So it's fun, right? So I shoot on a team. They have a league. Yeah, there are leagues out there. So
I didn't know that they did. So I want to ask one more thing before we go, because now I'm so curious. I love learning this about you. I have you on the spot here. Do you have any stories of where you went in with a friend, like you're out of town and you go in to shoot, and someone in there thinks they're really cool and they're the macho guy? Have you ever had that happen?
Always. Not as much today, because more and more women are shooting, but definitely in the 80s and 90s. My husband, here's the kick. My husband, 26 years married today, by the way.
I know. Happy anniversary.
So he would get a kick out of setting people up, because there weren't that many female players around. And there's really nice pool halls. There are. And so I've lived in a variety of areas, and he and I have. And we were living in the Indianapolis area. A really nice hall opens up And he comes home and he tells me about it, and he says, why don't we go shoot some pool? And we did. And he comes to me. I don't pay attention to this stuff. He says, honey, do you think you can beat him? I think you can. I looked over and I'm watching this guy shoot. And I said, yeah, why? He says, he's got such attitude.
Yep.
All right. Okay. so yeah, because I admit sometimes it was fun. Here I was, you know, a itty bitty little gal that I didn't speak much. I just kind of stood there and shot my game. I beat you and I walk away. And they're just deflated, you know. So yeah, my husband would set people up more than I would.
Yeah. For me, my pastime, I haven't been doing it a lot the last couple of years, but I love Texas Hold'em poker. And so it's really fun for me to go and play. And I usually do quite well because I take my time. You know, I'm this hyper person, but I'm an observer. And so I watch the people, I watch their styles. And so when I usually, you know, they have no clue, you know, they don't see it coming because here I'm this, you know, they're usually a bunch of younger people. And so I'm just in there just happy-go-lucky and, you know, just smiling and talking. It just throws them off.
That's the fun, the young people, because who I'm going to be shooting against come December, the only reason I'm competing in one of the setups, if you will, one of the matches, is because, first off, I was asked to join somebody's team in 8-ball. He said, I need somebody like you at your level, your skill level. And I'm not the highest skill level, but strategy, right? Yeah. He said, I need your skill level and somebody I can count on for this kind of scoring to be on the 8-ball team. But I want you to know you really need to be doing the 9-ball single. And I said, why? And he said, look who won last year. And I looked, and it's a guy I beat all the time. And he said, he won't shut up about it. So there, yeah, you know. Well, okay. So I'll be going head to head with him in December. We'll see.
Okay, I want updates on that so we can follow up to that. So let's segue over to the purpose of you know, the mastermind. I am so excited to have you here because, you know, especially because we're going to be going into the first of the year. Everybody wants to, you know, hit the ground running. And one of the reasons why I wanted you on here, because you have a program that you're going to have a mastermind coming up in 2017. So I thought maybe if you could first share what truly a mastermind is, kind of clear all the stories that you hear, and then let them know what they would gain from a mastermind.
Oh, I would love to. So to begin with, a mastermind group, the term mastermind was coined by Napoleon Hill. He's the one that came up with the word as two separate words. And it's because what he saw out of success, a common theme, out of every successful person he interviewed, well over 500, was that this person had a tight group of successful people around them that they sought counsel from on a regular basis. And it was during the seeking of counsel and ideas were shared and things were just discussed that this other mind came into play, and he called this other a mastermind. And it happens when you have a group of people that come together in harmony with an end goal similar. So the groups that I run, the end goal is that everybody's going to succeed with whatever they bring to the group. They're going to rely on the group members to help them to move forward and succeed. That's the common end goal for everybody. Yeah. So the energy that happens is that you come up with an idea. Somebody brings forth a problem, and a classic example would be, I'm not getting enough conversions on a sales funnel. I have a marketing funnel, and it was working, and now it's not. And, well, let's see what Charlene has to say. All right, well, Charlene says, so have you checked what your landing page looks like? Has anything changed in that? And then we'll check to see what Lisa has to say. You know, I had this when I did this project or this program, and I noticed that my audience had changed. because I had had it going for a year. How long have you had yours going? So we've got groups, right? A group of people, and you've got 4 or 5 people chiming in. Well, by the time it gets to the 4th or 5th, here's Charlene saying, oh, okay. So Lisa's brought forth this, and Jennifer's brought forth this, and Sam brought, wait a minute, can I jump in here because I've just been struck with something? I'd like to offer that maybe the real problem is at this level. Well, what happened there is that while everybody else was talking, somebody else in the group was, it's almost like an idea pings off of them, right? Yeah. So you can almost see it happening where somebody has the ball, hands it off to the next person, but while they're handing it off, they're realizing there's more here than what I just said, but it's okay because it's going to be pretty cool when I get a handle on it. And by the time it comes around, incredible ideas come out of this, and support and encouragement and celebrations come out of this group. And it happens because you've met regularly, you're focused, right, on that end goal. Yeah. There's a leader, which really, honestly, in today's world of mastermind groups is what separates those that last and those that don't. The leader, the facilitator, the moderator, is the one that makes sure that the group really is all about the members. So what I've seen happen over the past few years is the misrepresentation. It's and really that's all it is this idea that group coaching can be a mastermind. Join my mastermind and I will teach you everything you need to know. Yeah. That's not a mastermind. That's a group coaching, group training situation. And it has its place, and it's fantastic. It's fantastic. But if I, as someone who knows what a mastermind is, joins somebody's mastermind, and I find out that it's all about the leader, I'm going to feel cheated because that's not true. A mastermind is all about the members. It is not all about the leaders. And having said that, the groups that I lead, some have agendas, some I've set it ahead of time, but it's because the focus of the group. For instance, I'm leading a group right now of very new to business, literally 1 or 2 haven't even had their first client. So it's that new, right? They're set up and they understand the business structure, but they're so new that they're not even sure what they're supposed to be doing next. Yeah. So the purpose of the mastermind for all of them is to land their first client in the next 90 days. So they all have essentially the same goal. Yeah. They're all just going to go about doing it differently. And what they've learned is that they're able to help each other to figure out what the best way for that individual is. Yeah. So I've set an agenda which has a topic for every meeting. And all I do is say, so this is today's topic. We're going to talk, this was actually yesterday. So the topic was offline and online networking. Which one do you do? What does it look like for you? How successful has it been? And what kind of questions do you have? Well, it turned out we had a gal in there that absolutely, she is rocking the offline networking. Put her in a networking group, and she's boom, 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 boom. She just didn't know how to take it to close a sale. Then you take another one, don't even talk about doing it online. Oh my God, I can't do video. Oh, it isn't going to happen, right? Yeah. So I didn't say anything, but I made sure that every group member was able to participate. So they asked questions of each other. They offered recommendations and suggestions. There was a time, and this does happen, where I had to step in and say, okay, you've said your piece. Hold on. Let's just, because you're getting too many ideas in here. Just you've got enough at the moment. Let's just move with that, right? So I facilitate that discussion to say, now that something new's been brought in, what do you think? Yeah. What do you think, Joan? What do you think, Sammy? What do you think, Renee? And get that going, right? Then at the end of the meeting is, so what are you going to do between now and the next meeting? And nobody's expected to do anything, actually, that was brought up in the meeting. That's not the point. The point is that you've helped them to get to a point where they can say, this is what I can get done between now and then that will move me closer to my end goal. So that's one way it can look like, right? And I've run quite a few different ones, but that's the most recent one just yesterday, right?
That's a great example. One of the questions I wanted to ask you too, for some of the people that are watching this, because I know some women entrepreneurs that are very introverted. And so the idea and the thought of joining a mastermind group and being called out or put on the spot, what do you have to say to them about that?
I am an introvert. Okay, my education it began with marketing and business, but then because I was so horrified with the number of people I had to deal with, I went into engineering.
Yeah.
Well, too, that's because you can fix machines, you can't fix people, right? So,
I love it.
And then I learned you can actually help people to fix themselves. But having said that, I am an introvert. I am not one I really don't like surprises. Okay. I don't like them. So the groups that I run, everybody knows ahead of time that you will participate.
Yes.
But they also know ahead of time through a reminder email, as well as if it looks like I would want them specifically to talk about something, they know ahead of time. There isn't this surprise, oh, Lisa, I remember we talked 2 months ago that you said something and I wasn't prepared to speak like that. Well, that's not good for anybody, introvert or not, quite honestly. So the introvert, it's funny you said that, because this whole group that is meeting is introverts. Yeah. And so they feel very comfortable because they know ahead of time what we're going to talk about. That's why there's a topic. They also know that they're there to update what they're there to update about. We have a shared document, right? So you can look ahead of time to get up to speed on whose goals were what and where you sit, and you can plan what you're going to say so that you're not caught off guard when it's time for you to update. I do have members, and I've been doing this since 2009. I do have members that will come to me between meetings, and we'll have conversations, we'll have touch points, and they'll say, listen, I didn't quite understand what was said, because sometimes those ideas really get to flying around, right?
Yeah.
And, I think I walked away with this, but I don't know if it's going to be helpful to me. Well, that's part of what I'm there for. Yeah. As the facilitator, I'm really not a big participant. I'm the one that kind of makes notes of the salient points. I'll express some ideas when it's appropriate, but it really is about the members. Yeah. So when I get the call or the request for a meeting or a quick email in between, it really is about, especially with this group, really is about, I know somebody said something after so-and-so spoke, but she was so focused, right? Because that's what we do as introverts. There it is. Boom. Oh, nuts. I just missed the last 15 minutes. Now what? That's happens, but again, that's part of the role that I play as the leader facilitator, because again, you need to make sure that you are going to get what you need from that meeting, and that's part of what I do. And good mastermind leaders do that. I'm not the only one.
Yeah.
There's many out there.
And I like too that, and if they are an introvert, like you said, you have a group, majority of them are introverts, is also that they're not going to be left out because they're introverted. Like the other people are going to take all the time. That's what you as a facilitator, you won't have somebody just go and take, it's not going to be the Lisa show, right, for the group. And so that's
right. Well, there's also this. Here's the other thing is that there have been times when, introvert or not, when I've said, so Lisa, are you ready you're up. Are you ready to give us the update? I'm really not. Hey, not a problem. Yeah. So anyway, I'll come back to you. Joni, are you ready? Yeah, I'll love to. So Joni will do it. Now that's giving Lisa time.
Yes.
To get up to speed, right? So there's structure, but it's not so rigid and formal. that it's disrespectful to how people communicate and how they need to learn from each other. Yeah. That's the way I present mine.
Yeah, and that's beautiful. So that way, if you are doing a topic, they don't want to be the start off person and would like to wait, then they can hear the other responses and go, oh, okay, so that's right. That's what I want to say. So that's wonderful. What is another tip that you would like to give to women who are just really struggling out there and they just, they don't know where to go or they don't know what to do? Will the mastermind help them with that? I mean,
Yes.
I'm just like.
Yes. Well, it's because whether it's difficult for me to say complete, and I'll tell you what's going through my mind, is you have the informal mastermind groups that form because she has decided she needs to have a handful of people around her to help kind of like mentor her. So that can turn into a mastermind group, but it's usually short term. It doesn't last very long because there is no formal structure. But in the formal structure of a group, if you're a businesswoman and you've owned your business for a year, 2, 3 years, and you're still struggling, get into a group of business people. Doesn't have to necessarily be women. But be open-minded to the idea that, you know what, I need to be learning how to actually run my business better so that I can make money. Because there's something that I, as the business owner, am not doing. And I left to my, if I'm the one that caused the problem, I'm really not the one to come up with the answer. So,
I love it.
So if you go in with the idea that, listen, I need help. I'm not sure what the help is or what it's going to look like, but I know I'm in a good place because I'm in with business people who have been through what I've been through, and they're going to help me, and that's what I'm here for. Then what will happen is that you will learn how to run your business better. You will learn how to grow personally, because that's always a part.
Yes.
It's always a part of it. I mean, if you want to get into personal development, start a business. You will learn various ways of getting new clients, of increasing your customer base. There's so many different options available, you can get overwhelmed quickly.
Yeah.
But with a mastermind group, you can hear somebody say, this worked for me. And then you'll also hear somebody say, it did, but I'm not hearing it's going to work for you because I'm in a similar business or I've done that business model. I think you're better served if you do it this way. So yeah, you get it over a relatively short period of time, usually the first 60 to 90 days, you've gotten some concrete, definitive ideas and steps of action that you can take and move forward with.
One of the other thing I wanted to share too with the people that are watching, wondering, well, does my business qualify as a business to participate in this? Are these like CPAs or whatever? And so I want to share with those of you that are watching who maybe don't know who I am, but my day job is that I am an intuitive card reader and I'm a certified hypnotherapist. And so my tools are very unique, but I'm very much a businesswoman. I mean, this is what I do for a living. And so I just want the people that are watching this, no matter what your business is, there is value in a mastermind group. And I do take my business serious, even though those are considered, woo-woo tools, some people say. It changes people's lives. I love my job. I love seeing people be successful and remove. I tell people I don't hypnotize people. I unhypnotize them. I remove those old stories, those old thoughts. So do you have a variety of people with different businesses in your groups?
Oh my goodness, yes. So one group we had, we had Carl, been a business owner for over 25 years. Part of it was a physical manufacturing facility. He traveled internationally. And in that same group, we had Jackie, who was launching an online course to a very specific target market in the beauty industry. And she had been in business about 5 years, but wasn't doing very well in any of the business. This was going to be her launch into business. We had Mario, who didn't know the difference between a YouTube video and one that is hosted elsewhere. He thought all video was YouTube, okay? So the technology was lost to him. Yeah. And he was is a math tutor, okay. Right? And at the same time had a life coach who was all about working with attorneys, and a business coach who really determined that after being in the group, they helped her decide she really didn't want to do that anymore. So, but she came with, so some came, the reason I put them together is they all understood what it takes to run a business. So they understood the construct, the details of what they do, the tools that they use, the customers that they have, isn't as important as they understand we're talking in a framework of you're running a business. And in order to run a successful business, you need revenue that comes from customers, that comes from a product or service you're selling, right? Yeah. So through the experiences of those who had come together, and they all loved it. They all couldn't believe who I had put in with the group, the group together that I did. But they all just really, it was amazing what they were able to do in 90 days. Carl launched an online business at the end of 90 days, and he'd never done anything like that, but he'd launched it and already had a couple customers. When the business coach decided, after 25 years being a business coach, she thought she was going to go in a new direction with her business, but by the end of it, she said, because of everybody talking, and she'd been very, very helpful, she fully participated, she said, I've decided I'm going to shut down my business. I realized that I'm done, and I thank you for that. You helped me gain clarity. The life coach realized she didn't need to be working with attorneys. She actually needed to be working with the paralegals.
Wow, okay.
The math tutor who wanted to increase revenue without, because he only had limited capacity, it was just him. And it wasn't a matter of just put on an online course. I just told you what his technological issues were. But because we had somebody who launched an online course combined with a business coach, combined with somebody who was brand new to going online and doing it, he said, this is what he ended up with. He says, I'm going to do live coaching using Zoom locally. So really what he was doing was he expanded his tutoring services to do tutoring in a group, but zeroing in to where they could sit where they wanted to. It was still local. He didn't have to worry about national or expanding his business to being $1 million business. That's not what he wanted. Yeah. He just wanted to make another 18 to 20,000 a year.
Yeah. So it's perfect. And so when you've done these groups, have you found that a lot of these people still stay in touch afterwards? Like their Facebook, some don't, but some do. The one group that I was in where I met you, I've met some really, that's why I'm having you here on the thing today, is that I've made a lot of great relationships, and that's why I'm so grateful that you're here today to just kind of explain what is a mastermind, what it can do, and how people can have that support and stuff. So, we also talked about having fun, because there's this fun side of you. So belly dancing, like I told you, this is a hip scarf, by the way, for anybody who doesn't know. This is what belly dancers, we put around our waists, and it resides on our hips, and that's how we do this hip hop. Right? I was going to wear it like this, but that doesn't work quite as well. So yes, belly dancing. She was thinking about it there. She was thinking about, well, you like to have fun.
Oh, do you know how dry my lips are right now?
How dry?
They're so dry. I'm here to tell you, And you know what the best part is? You do that in a professional networking meeting, and then you just have, what happens is everybody just suddenly starts laughing.
Well, and here's what I have on my desk.
Oh, I love that.
I just love that quote. And then the other thing, because you have to have reminders, right? Happy place.
Reminders, yeah. So here's what's in front of me. All right, so the first thing is my absolute favorite character is Marvin the Martian. Itty bitty little fella with a big attitude. Right?
Charlene, I'm freaking.
You're a Marvin fan, aren't you?
I am the biggest Marvin Martian
I've got the collection behind me of all kinds of little figures. I got basketballs. I got stuffed things.
I had a 3-foot high cardboard Marvin Martian that I'd have in my bedroom.
Oh, I'm coming over.
I had Christmas ornaments. I don't have any tattoos, and I said if I get any tattoo, it is going to be Marvin. So yes. Look, I'm just learning this about you.
Love this, yes.
Oh,
Marvin is he's awesome. All right, and then we have minions. You know, if I need to light the way, this is how easy I am. This was a birthday gift for my husband. That's all he needed to give me. This is it. And why? Because it lights up. He's like a weeble too. He just.
Yeah. It is.
It's right in front of me. You know, there's one more thing I have to show you. I did not show you this, Lisa. I don't think you've ever seen this. Okay.
Okay, I'm ready. Drum roll.
So I used to do a weekday morning program, live stream. And the platform we used was Blab, and it was, for a while there, it was rife with trolls. Computer trolls have been around since the beginning of the personal computer, since back in the billboard days in the 80s, right? Yep. There have been trolls. What people don't know is that there actually is a physical representation of the computer troll. So, there it is, not kidding. So I'm going to introduce you to the next time you say you've just been trolled or we have a troll in the room, I want you to envision this little guy. Now, do you know why I know he's a computer troll? I bought him in Tennessee in the 90s. And it says computer troll, CompuTroll.
Oh, that is a hoot.
I'm not kidding. This is a computer troll. And the next time you see one in a forum or in a live stream and they're just acting wacky, this is what you can envision. They are a computer troll.
That's going to keep me laughing. That is absolutely going to keep me laughing. So Charlene, how can people find you? How can they, what is the easiest way to reach you?
Oh, well, my website, so the company name, there is a company behind all this. I started my company in June of 2008, and it's called Search by Burke. My website is searchbyburke.com. I have a personal blog that I just migrated over to it that I call Grow Because You Know. And I have a Facebook group, the Grow Alliance, which is all focused on helping each other to grow personally and professionally and with your business. So those are easy ways to connect with me on LinkedIn, on Facebook, personally. Join my group on the Grow Alliance. Go to searchbyburke.com, shoot me an email. And in all honesty, you can just search for Charlene Burke and you'll find me because I've worked hard since 2008 to really be known. And there was a time, you know, when years ago when I was doing online reputation management with businesses, I would Google my name and we'd have such fun because the cutest little stripper would show up. This was back in the day of MySpace. I didn't have a MySpace page. But that's how I knew about MySpace, was because a cute little stripper. I mean, she was just adorable. And of course, I'd have to stand there and say, that's not me, you know, ever hopeful, ever wishful. Well, today she no longer exists. So when you do a search for Charlene Burke, you'll either get myself or a wonderful gal out of New Jersey who's very active in her community. So I'm really easy to find. It's very easy to see the difference in us, and you know, just connect and say, I saw you with Lisa, and you know, let's have a conversation.
And I will attach the link to your website information. Okay. I'll have that attached to the show, so it'll be below. It'll be below. They can reach out and contact you. Charlene, it has just been a pleasure to have you on the show today. I am so tickled. And I so look forward to being part of your mastermind in the future going into 2017, because we all have something to give. We all want to give back. And you and I, we love to share. We love to share and highlight other people. And I think that's really important. So, together we have our girl power and prancing kittens. And for the people watching this, if you don't know, like, what is a prancing kitten? I get asked that all the time. And we as women, we take care of everyone but ourselves. We put our family, our friends, our coworker. But at the end of the day, just like a cat, we always land on our feet, hence prancing kittens. So I'm just sharing for the people who don't know what a prancing kitten is. I have a group on a Facebook page called Prancing Kittens. You're welcome to come and be a part. I will be sharing more about Charlene too. So thank you, everybody. I will be back next week. So everyone have a wonderful week. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, so there we go. We're done.
Still recording.
No, I stopped the recording, didn't I?